G'day Carbonites, welcome back to Space Engineers Survival Maybe. Alright, so it is in the morning, we do have daylight currently, and I want to spend today doing some mining. So, we've spent a lot of time making everything more efficient. And one thing I noticed when I ended the last episode is we've actually gone through all the iron that we had. So production has stopped. So we need to fix that ASAP. So iron first. Then I want to make sure we go and get some silver today. We just need a little bit. I don't need a full load, like even just like a player's inventory full. Just enough to make some bottles and upgrade our tools. So all our tools we could get level 2. Let's do this. So I'm going to probably cut a lot of this out. Just because you guys have seen all this before. So I'm just going to head down to the iron mine and do a full load. Just completely chockers full of iron. I'm going to come back, empty it, and then I'm going to go out and find some silver. So I'll see you guys when we get back. Okay, this is the last of it. And something was grabbing it, the arc furnace. Both arc furnaces, alright. So there's 36k there and another 18 there. Awesome. So that is looking good. That'll keep production going while we head out and go get some silver. Now, for the silver, I don't want to actually take the buggy. So we're going to park it here. Turn everything off that we don't need. And because I've run into it in previous playthroughs, I have a rough idea of where it is. So let's head over. So if we just go over the top of this ridge here, up in this canyon, yeah, up over here. Let's get out the drill so we can use our ore detector on it. Somewhere over here, yeah, here we go. Trying to get the closest closest to the surface. So it looks like about here. And now you can see why I didn't want to take the buggy, because it would have taken all day to try and get it up here, and I don't really need that much silver. So like I said, we're only using it for upgrades and for some hydrogen bottles, basically. Later on it'll be more important, but not right now. Alright, here it is. Probably don't need to use hydrogen while we're in here. Alright, so I'm gonna fill up on silver and then go back to base, drop it off, and then I'll see you guys then. Okay, we're full of silver. Before we leave, I do want to make a GPS marker for this place. So new from current position. And this is the AG mine. Alright. Let's head on home. So that's why I wanted to get silver so early in the first few days. What's going on with that? Oh, okay. Sun is up there. Yeah, because I want to make sure we because it was so far away, I didn't want the enemy radar to pick us up. Okay, so we've got a little bit of silver. Let's smelt that up. And let's go over to production. Let's cancel all this. And change it up a bit. But to start off with, we're going to get some upgrades. Let's get a level 2 welder, level 2 grinder, and a level 2 drill. Looks like the iron's not being smelted. You do that for a little bit. Alright, what's going on? What are you... Oh, it's just taking some time, alright. No worries. Here we go. Good upgrade. Proficient welder. We can drop all these off into that container. We'll break them down eventually. Actually, I might break them down as soon as we're finished here. Where's the assembler? There it is. So we don't need all these level 1s, so we can get a little bit of iron and stuff back from them. Okay, so we got 2 of those. 2 of those and 2 of those by the looks of it. And 1 of those. Let's change our G menu because we can't actually use our hand tools now because it's looking for the basic tools. So let's right click all those to get rid of them. Go up to character tools and you'll see how this is the level 2 one is a little bit brighter than the others. That's because that's the one that we have in our inventory. So let's double click on that. We want a grinder and the drill. Beautiful. And yeah, they change color when you upgrade them. They're all tiered. It's really cool. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, we've got a full load of iron. We did a little bit of silver, and it's only lunchtime. I want to use the rest of the daylight to do more mining because we're going to need more nickel. I believe we're just about out of nickel. So I'm going to do another run of probably about 3/4 of nickel and then 1/4 of cobalt because we will need a little bit of cobalt. Silicon should be fine for a little while. Magnesium should be fine. And then if time permits, I want to do another full load of iron because I know we're going to go through it. Okay, and before we go, let's make a small cargo container. Because the one we currently have is... I guess it's not that bad. Once we start throwing some ore in here, that's going to fill up very quickly. I think it'd be beneficial to just plop down another one just right next to it. I need interior plate for that. Okay, so we've got 2. I'm going to relabel these. So if we access the control panel from this cargo container, it will bring up the details for that straight away. So you don't need to go searching through here and finding out which one is which. We're going to rename this to SC Small Cargo Components, I think. And then we'll do the same with this one. But this one's going to be SCO for ores. We'll put ingots in here as well. So basically the reason why I'm renaming them like that is if we go into our inventory, we use our search, I can do SCC to bring up the components, or I could do SCO to bring up the ores and ingots. So it just helps to easily find things. And let's get rid of what we have in our inventory. I already did. All right, awesome. So I'm going to cut this out as well. Basically, I want to utilize the daylight to go mining. So this trip is going to be dedicated to nickel and a little bit of cobalt. All right, and I will see you guys later. Alright, so I ended up getting a full load of nickel, just because it was easy to do. And we've still got a bit of daylight left, so I'm going to grab a little bit of cobalt, and I'm just going to fill up with iron again, because I know we're going to need it. Wow, it's sunset really, really quickly. It's gonna be basically nighttime by the time we finish unloading the car, because I still don't have a connector down here. And that's because the conveyors are fairly expensive. I know the connector itself is quite expensive to build, so I seriously doubt we'd be able to do it. We're not putting that in there. Let's use this inventory and we'll go SCO, and we'll just double click all the ores and we'll transfer them over, and then that way you can pull them from there. Grab the stuff that's in the cockpit first. Okay, last load. And then I'm back out. More mining. Still got a little bit of light left. Not bad. Alright, I'll give you guys an update when I get back. Okay, just a quick note on the upgraded drill. Oh my god, it's amazing. It just pours out ore everywhere. Oh, it's brilliant. It's mining in this game is different. Like every survival game has some sort of gathering aspect, you know, that's the it's a core mechanic. But there's something about the mining in Space Engineers that is, I don't know, they've done it really well. It's actually quite enjoyable. Almost therapeutic. Especially later on when you get mining ships that can clear out like big deposits like this, and it's satisfying to see just like all the ore is gone basically. Alright, enough chit chat. I gotta get back to work. I'll see you guys back at base. Alright, there we go. So we got 32,000 nickel, 40,000 iron, 15,000 cobalt. You're doing silver for some reason. Yeah, we don't really need silver, dude. Why don't you jump over to iron? Right, let's get the buggy out of the way and turn everything off so it's not using power. So turn off the lights, the antenna, and the ore detector. It's got 5 days of power. That's good. So I'm gonna have to go out and get another load of iron, I think, tonight. Yeah, I might do that now. Alright. I'll be back. Alright, back with more iron. This is good. This is good. 4 more cells. We've seriously got to do a lot of work on this to be able to make enough power. Oh, geez, I pulled off the solar panels off the roof, which exposed the 2 upgrade ports, but I never put an upgrade module on there. There we go. Saved ourselves some more power. Sadly, I didn't get to that until now, which means we've burnt through a lot more power than we really needed to. So that's down to 167 kilowatts. And the refinery is the same, isn't it? Yeah, because we've got three modules on there. So how's our base looking now? 4 hours. Okay. About 50% power. We have a look at our... Oh, we got 65% in there. Okay, that's alright. Not doing too bad, really, in the old power situation. Alright, let's get this... this is empty, isn't it? Let's get this parked away. Just out of the way, basically. Turn everything off. And we'll make our plans for what we're going to do to expand. So, I've been, off camera, I've been thinking up a design for the base, basically. Because I want a repeating theme across everything that we build with the base. And I think I've got something worked out that should look pretty cool. But it's going to take quite a bit of work. Sadly, we don't really have the resources to... We could definitely place a design out, but we won't be able to actually fully weld it up. Because each one of these light armor blocks takes 25 steel plates. And you can see that adds up very quickly. Just this small area here. Be a couple of hundred. Probably about 500 or 600. But what we can do is just lay it all out. If we lay out the design and then we place our core components in it, that way we can move all this stuff from out of the front and get it into its position, and we can expand upon it and go like that. And then as we get the resources, we can start welding everything up. But that way it'll be a lot safer having it inside here, and it also makes it easier to expand upon as well, because it's very vulnerable having everything out here like this. Alright, so yeah, I think we'll what I'll do is because I want to drill into the mountain and I want to be fairly accurate with my drilling, we're going to use a trick that I saw Splitsie using, where he blueprinted his design and projected it into the mountain. And then that way you know exactly where you need to drill. It makes it a lot easier. And, well, it makes it faster as well, because you're not drilling stuff that you don't need to. You're only drilling out exactly what you need to. So we'll do that. We'll design it out the front, blueprint it, we'll project it into the base. So let me get set up and I'll be back. Okay. So I've got some steel plate on me. Let's lay this out. So you'll see the world goes pink when I do that, and that's because what it does is it snaps to this main grid. So while I'm inside this cube, whenever I place a block snapping to the voxel, it will place it as if it's part of that grid. So it won't directly be connected, but if I was to connect them, they would line up. So it's actually pretty handy, but it's not needed for what we're doing. All right, let's give ourselves a little bit of room here. Place our first block there. So I'm just going to do it with light armor blocks, and then later on we'll sort out the finer details of it. But I just want to get the general shape of it down first so we can get to drilling. All right, so that's the width of it. So what I'm designing now is the main corridor. Basically, this section that we've started digging out already. So this section here is just going to keep going back into the mountain like that, and then we'll have all our rooms and stuff off the sides. Okay, so we go, I think it's 3 high, and then there's a 4th one for the roof, I believe. So I'm going to do some sort of support beam type look to it. So it'll be like that, and then no, it's not like that. We do half blocks here. There we go. So every 4th block will be one of these support beams. So we leave 3 and then we go up again. And then I misplaced twice in a row. Alright, so I'll continue this on and I'll bring you guys back. And this is why I really like having hydrogen. I can't stand building without it. I like to be able to fly around and see the build from all different angles. So yeah, that was why that was so high on my list of things to do, is to get hydrogen. Alright, so we're going to continue this 3 wide down the center here. Now it's going to be very difficult to picture this because it's all in wireframe. So you can sort of see what we're doing there. So these beams sit down a little bit lower, so they'll look like they're load bearing beams supporting the roof. Even though structural integrity doesn't play a part in space engineers. Thank God. Okay, now for this section here, this is going to be quite complex. while it's in wireframe anyway, it's going to look complex. So we've got the light armor inverted corners here, placed upside down. And so they sort of create this little channel to go in the middle there. And then I'm going to misplace again. Actually, what I might do is I might finish this one section and then I'll repeat it. So what we're going to need after that is a window. We're going to go with the 1x1 slopes. And we're going to place them with the tinted side towards us, which I believe is that way. So notice that the angle matches the, I need a girder to place them, matches the angle of the inverted corners there. So it creates this nice little, like just a inset in the wall, basically. I might not even place them yet, because I don't really have the girders or the bulletproof glass to be able to make them anyway. So I'll leave them out for now, but just bear in mind that that's eventually what's going to be there. Then directly above that, we have the 2x1x1 slope bases, sloping inwards. I think I need to take this one higher, to be honest. I've already screwed up my design. I'm pretty sure we need to go higher, so let's try this. So we're going to have a back wall that sits back here. And then these ones, we're just going to rotate the base this way. And then we're going to put the tips on the end. Put our half blocks in there. So 3 in the middle, and then we've got the 2x1x1 bases at either end for our support beams. So you can see there's a little bit of an offset there. Let's change these to the full blocks. So we can continue the roof. Like that. Yes, it's going to be very difficult to actually see what's going on. And that is wrong. There we go. Let's get rid of these. That needs to be higher. Okay, so I hope you can see it. We've got the support beams. The roof actually, like, it sits a little bit higher than the support beams, but it carries the same angle. So it still has the 2x1x1 slope. So that like 30-degree angle there. I think it'll look pretty cool. And then up here we have this little shelf, and I'm gonna have corner lights up there. So they'll be shining up against the roof with a little bit of a color. And from down here, you won't be able to see the light. You'll only be able to see the glow. And yeah, I think it'll look pretty cool. Now inside here, there's going to be another corner light on the other side of this window, which will light up the floor. So we'll have these two contrasting colors that will create a pretty unique effect. And yeah, it should look pretty cool. So there's going to be, yeah, these windows on either side of the corridor, but I have a way that I can change these into an actual doorway. So whenever we have a room, we don't need to change the design. We can keep this pillar design, and there'll just be a doorway in between here instead of a window. So I'm going to finish laying out the plans for this, and then we'll project it into the blueprint. So I'll see you guys when I'm done laying it all out. Alright, so I've got this all done. I was just having a look at it, and it's actually going to be really difficult to follow as a drilling guide, because there's different levels. Like, because we're going to have a window in here, I want the rock wall to sit halfway on here. So realistically, I want to dig about here. This would be my guideline to dig for the sides. But when I get to the top, I don't want any of the rock to shine through this level here. So I would want to dig through this section here. So it'll be dig through here. Yeah, it's gonna be difficult. What I should have done is just worked out the exact dimensions of where I need to dig first, and had two separate guides. But I'm a little bit too lazy for that. I think I'm just gonna deal with this. So this is gonna be my all-in-one guide. Let's get a projector set up, and I think we'll just sit it right up above that cargo container. So let's get a G menu that has a slot free. Type in projector. Okay, now the projector has two sides that are different. Here we go. If we look at this one here, this is a blank side. This one here has two little bars, top and bottom. That's the front. If we rotate it that way, you can see it has four. This is the top. So if we spin it backwards and then rotate it that way, we've got front pointing out to the left, which is the way we want it, and we've got the top facing up. So then we'll just place that in there and weld it up. I can't remember what it needed, so I just grabbed a bunch of stuff. There we go. Beautiful. See, I know what I'm doing. Okay, so we've got it set up. Let's turn my light back on. We're going to use Build Vision, which is a really handy mod to adjust the properties of the block. But first we need to get its blueprint loaded. So we're going to select the projector, go down to blueprints, find that one that we saved. There it is there. Click OK. You'll hear it do a weird thing. Now we have the fun part of working out what we're actually seeing. This is that block that I first placed on the ground. So I know it's running out that way, and it's up far too high. So if we just left click on the projector, you can see that's Build Vision that comes up. We can use our mouse wheel to scroll down and select a setting. We want the vertical offset first. Click with your middle mouse button. It'll go green. That means you can change it. Now for whole digits, you need to hold down Control. So we're going to hold down Control and use the mouse wheel to change the height. And I'm actually going to use the spectator cam. And I'm miles away from base. Because I can still use Build Vision while in spectator cam. Okay, that's the right height. Let's grab our horizontal offset and push it across. Oop. Spectator cam's very touchy at the moment. because its speed is based off the mouse wheel, and because I've been using it to select settings, it's crazy fast now. Okay, this looks good. So that's the back wall. You can see that because of the indent there. I think that should be good. Let's jump over here. We'll see how far it comes out. Actually, I'm going to push it a little bit to the right. Just one block. That should be good. And now we can see that it's too far forward. So we can change that with the forward offset. Just push it into the mountain further. Make sure we're not clipping through it. And I actually want the first beam, support beam, to line up with the end of what we've already welded, or what we've already placed. Which is that one there. So there we go. Now we have our drilling guide. So we can see that goes right out into the mountain here. This is our first room, which should leave us plenty of room before we clip into the, we'll go through to the outside of the mountain. Alright, let's get out of spectator cam. It's making me dizzy. Okay, so middle mouse button to exit the setting that you have. And then if you right click, it'll get rid of build vision for you. Alright, so now we have a handy little guide to drill. So the floor is going to be very simple because there's only one rule for that, is you just don't want any of the rock poking through the bottom of it. The walls and the roof are going to be a little bit tricky because of all the insets and the crazy design I've come up with, but that's alright. So I'm going to do this all off camera because I don't think you guys want to see this. But basically I'm going to be taking my time here, making sure I don't drill out too much. So this is that window. So I want to basically just come out a little bit more. So I want this rock to be half in this. So yeah, that's pretty good if we're intersecting that cross beam there. That's a decent depth. I'm just going to continue this on through here. And when we come back for the next episode, we'll, I guess we'll start laying it out. But I'm not going to weld it up yet because obviously we don't have the parts for it. And I am going to take this down as well. Also, something to note is having unwelded blocks like this is very bad for performance. So if you're starting to lag a little bit, it could be because of this. So clean up your mess. Alright guys, I am gonna leave it there. I'm not 100% sure how long this episode is because I know I've cut out a lot of the mining, so hopefully it's not too long, hopefully it's not too short. Hopefully you enjoyed it. As always guys, don't forget to lead your targets, and I'll see you next time.